And welcome back to Sports Extra. Pleased to be joined by former Atlanta Falcons linebacker Bryan. Scott also spent a season with the Saints, the final 6 of his 10-year career with the Buffalo Bills. Bryan, great to see you. 2 years retired from the league, and now you're a business owner.
Yes, sir, David, I sure am. I actually became a franchisee of Title Boxing Club. And I'll tell you what, I thought hours as a professional athlete was tough, but hours as a business owner is even tougher.
Well, lots of options out there for you to go into. I know you're a business management major at Penn State, but why was title boxing something that drew you to it?
Well, you know what? I knew when I left the game I wanted to get into something. We'll stay in the fitness world. Fitness to me, it's more than just helping people to get back into an old pair of jeans or developing a six-pack. It's more just a healthy lifestyle, prolonging life, and as I was going around the country and meeting Title Boxing Club members, their stories, I mean, the transformation of their lives, losing 50, 75, even 100 pounds, I was just like, okay, maybe this can be my little way of giving back.
Did you have a boxing background prior to this?
Not a boxing background, but interestingly enough, during the off season, so as we would get ready for training camp, I would actually I found this boxing studio down in the heart of Buckhead, and me and a couple of other NFL guys, we would go, and it didn't matter. We could be in training camp shape, and this boxing workout would just kick our tails. And so I knew, I was like, you know what? If there's any workout that can definitely burn calories and strengthen and tone, boxing is it.
And this is another way of life because so much of your life had been spent staying in shape, lifting weights, and doing those type things.
Yes, it sure was. And, you know, to be completely honest, after my knee surgeries and shoulder surgeries, I'm not lifting as much weight as I used to, and I can't just throw on a pair of running shoes and go out and, you know, run as long as I used to without tearing up my knees. So this boxing workout, it definitely is less stressful on the joints, and everyone can do it. Doesn't matter how old you are, gender, it doesn't matter.
You own 2 of them. Where are they located?
So they're both located up in Alpharetta. One's technically Johns Creek, the other's in Alpharetta. But there's plans to expand. We actually, once we get these going, we're going to look down in the Buckhead area and then branch out to other parts of Metro Atlanta.
Well, it's fun talking about looking ahead because the longevity of an NFL football player isn't that long. For the average football player, life after football is so much longer. What lessons did football teach you about the stage of life that you're in right now?
Well, the most important thing is, and I would tell young guys this all the time, is that don't let football define who you are. You're not going to be in this very long. And for those guys that's all they are, they're football players, that transition can be very difficult. But as long as you already know in the back of your mind, okay, it's not a career really, it's really just a job.
Sure.
It kind of makes the transition a lot easier. So that's something that I just kind of tell the young folks. And now going into the business world, the fundamentals of success are the same, no matter what field you're in. Work hard, be dedicated to it, pay attention to detail, be good to people, and good stuff happens.
Another life lesson, be wise with your money. So much money can't be made in the NFL, but there's the sad state where there is a long line out the door of guys that have lost all that money. In what ways do you feel the NFL has maybe evolved in teaching guys how to be responsible with what they do? How have you seen the league evolve even since when you broke in as a rookie?
Right. Well, they have things, the rookie symposium, and people come in and talk about finances, but I'll be completely honest. You're 20, 21 years old, 22 years old. You all of a sudden, it's almost like, to some, winning the lottery. Overnight, you now have $1 million plus in your bank account. It's hard to tell a kid what to do with that. But Coach Tony Dungy gave some of the best advice, and I actually saw it in an interview that he did. Just buy one of everything, and it doesn't have to be over the top. If you're going to buy a piece of jewelry, buy one piece of jewelry. Buy one nice car. You know, if you're going to buy a home, it doesn't have to be a $100 million home. Keep it simple, you know, and just have one of it. You don't have to go out and buy all this stuff. And you don't wear your paycheck on your body. You see guys that have $1 million worth of jewelry on them. It's like, come on, man, and don't wear your paycheck on you.
That'll somewhat segue into my next question. Tony Dungy's, obviously his presence and what he said sticks out to you most. But if you could hop in the DeLorean, if you will, go back to the future.
Go back in time.
If you could go back and teach the Bryan Scott that's playing NFL football one thing that the current Bryan Scott knows, what would it be?
Oh, that's a great question, because I really am a firm believer that everything kind of happens for a reason, and every little nook and cranny and path that I've taken has gotten me to where I am today. But if it was one piece of advice, I would really say take advantage. Well, I can't even say that because I think I did a decent job. Just staying in contact with people. When you network, stay in contact. Always reach out. That's a good question. I don't know.
No, well, I like the answer. Now, also, another endeavor you're into. Not only are you a business owner, but you have a fun activity off the field. Let's take a listen.
Will I ever leave you? And the answer is no, 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 no.
So that is the NFL player choir, something I had no idea even existed. How'd you get involved with this?
Not too many people know about it, but it was my rookie year. Going back to, I don't know if you remember this, Monday night at the mic at halftime, I was paired with Michelle Branch. It was kind of like this round-robin tournament. And the NFL, it's a Super Bowl gospel concert, really. And they reached out to me. They said, hey, we see that you sing and play the piano. Would you like to be a part of this choir? And I was all about it. There's about 40 guys, both current and former players that join the choir. And we go out to different events, Red Cross, I mean, you name it, just really good charitable events that we do when we perform. And it's just really a good time for us.
So there's a softer side to you big guys that are running around knocking heads all the time.
There is.
What's the most interesting story that maybe has come out of doing the choir things with guys you played with and guys you played against?
You would be surprised at how many guys actually have musical talent, whether it's playing an instrument or singing. You would be super surprised.
Well, that's stuff. Bryan Scott, owner of Title Boxing Clubs. You got to check them out. My friend, great to see you. Thank you so much for coming down.
I appreciate it.